Hey guys, E3, the teacher's pet, where I love on teachers. All right, so I spoke with you on yesterday, talking about social emotional learning, telling you I'm having a series over the next few weeks that are going to look at a lot of different motives that internally motivate us, but also we need to be able to look at social and emotional ways that we deal with things in our, while learning. I'm a teacher, and I talk with people, parents, all over the place, all over the country, and we discuss different ways that we can be better. But a lot of stuff we have to be better at initially is us, right? Number one thing I always say is that unless we are healthy, me healthy, I get myself in a healthy place every day, I can't impart the best knowledge and teaching available because I'm not right. So I like to get me right. And I got to get me right every day. That's why I go to my routines and things of that nature that I have to do every single day to get me right so I can impart this great word. So part two is going to really look at reciprocity versus self-preservation. Self-preservation versus reciprocity. What is that? What does that mean? We're going to go over and look at the definition of that. We're going to talk about some gray areas, the gray area, how you deal with those things with people in your life. And then we're going to circle up at the end and look at affirmations, talk about meditation and faith and those things. And so how those all blend together. So we'll get started first by looking at reciprocity and looking at self-preservation. All right, yesterday, when we looked at self-preservation, let's go here on the screen. When we looked at self-preservation, we knew it to be preservation of oneself from harm or destruction, right? And we also knew preservation meant what? Protection, how we protect ourselves from harm or destruction. Now, that seems heavy, but doesn't necessarily mean that harm or destruction can be something, meaning that if someone actually do something, that means they're trying to harm you or destroy you. No, not at all. But we also have to remember that if we continue down a path of not protecting ourselves, we might find ourselves harming ourselves in a material manner because we don't preserve and look out for ourselves. Now let's look at reciprocity, okay? Look at this word. Reciprocity, a state or relation, a reciprocal state or relation, a reciprocal state or relation. Reciprocation of mutual exchange. Remember in math class what reciprocation is. 1/5, reciprocation of that is 5/1, right? That's what reciprocation is, okay? It's just flipping it in mathematical terms. Now, when we look at it, the relation or policy in commercial dealings between countries by which corresponding advantages or privileges are granted by each country to the citizens of the other. Whew, that's a lot, right? But really, if you think of NATO, the North American Trade Agreement, National North American Trade Organization, which is an agreement between the North American countries that from Canada, Mexico, and United States, the trucks can drive through there, okay, freely without any going through huge customs situations and stuff like that. So there's an agreement they made, so it freed up commerce to go backwards and forwards over international borders. So again, you start seeing that it's a mutual exchange between people doing business, dealing with one another, and all that good stuff. So when we look at that, it's actually interesting because now when you throw reciprocity into the situation and you're saying, okay, man, this person's done a lot. Again, we talked about mom and dad yesterday, and we'll continue to talk about that, how that relationship can press on you to want to do for someone because of reciprocity, right? They've done so much for you, continue to do for you. You want to do for them, but when does that cross over into where you have to be able to look at your self-preservation for the betterment of you? Not to be a dead horse in the mouth. Let's look at why we want to do that. So we have to understand that when someone comes and asks us things and wants us to do things. So when a friend says, hey, we want to go out tonight, it's Friday, you got the weekend, but you know you have to really look at doing a paper. You've got a lot of other work assignments that are due that week, and Friday would be a great time to jump on getting some of that work done. Saturday and Sunday, you maybe have family plans already worked out. And you really have to look at what's best for you. In a lot of these scenarios, we talk about haphazardly or in casual conversation, but until they really meet up, till the rubber meets the road when you're put in a situation. And what would you want to do? Heck, I want to go out. I want to enjoy Friday night football game, basketball games, whatever other things I may enjoy doing, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever it may be. So having to really look at those things in our friendships, in our relationships with mom, dad, friends, work, colleagues, all those different things draw on us. And even when you think about people that are over you, when you're a subordinate and you want to fit in. You want to be able to be promoted. You want to fit in and do the right things culturally in your work environment. But what does it look like when you need to look out for you, right? So we're just trying. We want you to think about it. That your rationale versus being irrational and being calm, and that walks me to looking at the gray. Okay, looking at the gray. I say speak on the gray and it's okay. Speak on the gray and it's okay. I'll click on here and show you guys this. You can go look it up. It's by Are We Being Selfish When We Self-Preserve? This is by Julie Gange. I'm just showing you here. It's not my stuff, it's her stuff. But I did come up with the speak on the gray and it's okay. And if you read this, you Google this and read it, you can see where she talks about being in the gray. What does that mean, being in the gray? And I'll use my term again. Speak on the gray and it's okay. So when people come and speak to you and talk to you, like we're saying before, preservation of self-preservation, the things we have going on, our goals, where we want to go in life, and those things, or just wanting to be the best every day, takes us owning our day, owning what we do, us being in the present moment and understanding the importance of that moment and where we're going, correct? So when people ask us things, again, we go back into these areas that you're really confronted with on a day-to-day basis, at work, at school, at home, social media-wise. There's so many draws on us, even at church. There's so many draws on us to be able to do different things that we've got to be able to space it out. And so we can do the things that we do great and then kind of go down from there with our priorities. You have to have the priorities. You got to know your goals. So you got to really work on those things so you stay in your box. Doesn't mean that you're inflexible or you're not flexible. It just means you got to look out for you. And it's not a selfish thing, it's self-preservation. Because if not, you can cause material harm to yourself over the years. A lot of times when you think about this, here we are wanting to be the best brother, right? I want to watch my brother's children so he can go to work and do other things. But me watching his kids not allowing me to finish up my graduate school degree that can help me get promoted and make a little more money in my job. And yes, it's important to watch his kids, but I may have to say, hey, I can't watch them every day. I can't watch them every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night, whatever the schedule may be. I may be able to watch them one night a week or twice a week so I can continue to carry forward what I'm doing for myself. Does it suck for my brother? It does. He has to find somebody else. He may even have to maybe find a different job or change shifts. I don't know. But I'm telling you that's not a bad thing. But we don't think about those things until they happen and we're stuck. Like we're feeling bad, we're feeling shamed. And then when we have other people that know how to self-preserve. It's something that comes naturally for them. And they say, no, I'm not doing it. And you're like, why can't you help me? Well, I just can't. I don't have the time. I don't have the opportunity to right now. Well, no, but you should make the time. No, they shouldn't. I understand that they understand you're in need, but they have those boundaries clearly defined, and they're healthy boundaries, and nothing's wrong with it. So we're not raising up, not trying to say people to become asinine or to be inflexible or don't help anybody. What I'm saying is that we must look out for ourselves. And so my last point is looking at daily affirmations, looking at meditations, and looking at our faith. Having faith that we believe that, this is what I wrote. Faith, you are now the future. You are now the future, so walk in it. So here we go. So you are now, today, in the present, the future. That's how I'm looking at faith, right? Something I can't see yet. I don't know where I'm going. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I believe it's going to happen because I have faith it's going to happen. It has happened and will continue to happen, right? So when I say that, I say, you are now the future, so walk in it. I am now the future, so now walk in it. I'm owning it right now. As a motivational speaker, as a successful YouTuber, as a great coach, as a great teacher, as a great dad, I walk in it now, right now, as I am in the future. So when I say you are now the future, so walk in it, do you? That's what you got to understand. And self-preservation is not selfish. Reciprocity, it still can happen and still go on. You can mutually do things for each other, but as long as it doesn't cause you material harm. As long as it doesn't cause you material harm. So again, I want to thank you guys. And again, as we talk about these social emotional things, the importance of it, along with COVID, the uncertainty of everything, it's just so important for us to get us right. Like they say in the airport, the oxygen mask drops down, and before you can take care of your son or your daughter or your husband or your wife, you put your air mask on, and then you help them. And that's what this is about. Us all being healthy and whole. Me, us, we, you, and then us being able to help our families and others, our friends, in our circles. All right, thank you again. I love you. Get over this COVID. Be safe. Love your families. Love on each other. E3, the teacher's pet, where I love on teachers.